Hello, I am Razor, and we are back in Farming Simulator 17 on the Welker Farms map. And we are ready to do fields 21 and 22. We have the harvester in here. It's already been checked out. We've gone through, made sure it was ready to go. We've also checked the header. The other tractors have also been looked over, make sure that they're ready for the next big workout. We've got this one over here, refueling. By the way, if you use this map, this tower right here, that is what you use for refueling your vehicles. The only indicator you've got of where it might be is actually on the map. If you zoom in, you see a big indicator there for fuel, which is kind of hard to see now, but it doesn't actually tell you anywhere on the map where it's at. Like no indicators, no icons or nothing. This is it, this big tower. So that's where you have to go to refuel. Now the harvester is still good, but this one and the other one were down to about 160 liters. So we went ahead and fueled them up. I'm gonna spin these around here so that we're ready to go. Both of these will be set to follow the harvester. So we got them both cranked up. Now let's hop into the harvester. Start it up. And make sure it misses everything. Yep. Trailer just fit in there and made that turn perfectly. That was cool. Okay, so we're gonna set this one to follow the harvester. Okay. Make sure it's coming along okay. Yep. Okay, then we're gonna set this one. Follow that one. I don't know why people always text me while I'm doing these videos. Oh, looks like we got a bell here. Might have fallen off the trailer. But don't worry, we'll get it. If he doesn't hit it. Oh, looks like he's barely gonna miss it. I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to tell this one to stop following. And the reason is I want to bring this header in from this angle here. The edge of the field. And then drop it off. Then all I have to do is pull up to it and I'm ready to go. Let me detach the camera from the harvester's rotation. There we go. We will fold that up, unfold the harvester, and let's see, that needs to be rotated. I need to get my mouse. Okay, here we go. So let's shift this over. Make sure that it's auto aligned with the shift, there's no offset. Have a slight overhang. Okay. Now we need this one. Come in here. Keep forgetting to unfold this thing. There we go. Okay, that follows the... Oh, not the truck. Follows the harvester. There we go. Okay. Now, we have to see how much of an offset this one has. Yep, so that's right offset. And we're ready to go. Now we need to hurry up and get this done, because if you look in the top right, see Tuesday, they're calling for snow. So we need to get all of this done before it snows. And we need to get those bales sold. So all of this has to be done before tomorrow. So that's why it's taking us a bit of time. But we're going to get it. It's just something we are going to be able to do. We just have to keep working at it and make sure that we don't get sidetracked or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go for a little bit. I'm going to be back soon after I've gotten this field harvested. And then we're going to see about picking up the bales. So I'll see you back in a little bit. Bye bye. Okay, so it has taken a while, but we have finally finished. All we have to do now is collect all of the bales from the fields. So we just have fields 21 and 22 to collect from, although they've been excuse me, they have been plowed into one single field. But we are finished with this. So I'm going to come over here. Right about here. We'll lower this down. And we'll unfold it. And release it. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up for being ready to transport back. There we go. Okay, I'm folding this up. And we have this one. There we go. Okay. Alright, it is ready to follow. And we are ready to head on. I will teleport back here and take care of the trailer there. I just want to go ahead and get these out of the way. That was it. It is a lot of work. A whole lot of work doing this. But it was very, very simple, very easy. Now I do have some money that's going to be coming back to me. If you notice, I'm down to $653. The reason I'm going to have some coming back to me yesterday, because we obviously did not have a silo that came with the map that would cover the full amount that we were putting in storage, I tried to buy some silos. I'll go ahead and show you. I'll go into placeables. Now the silos I tried to buy were the ones that come in the game. These. I bought 3 of those large silos. They didn't work. I ended up having to go and get a mod to download, which was this mod here, and use one of those. But I didn't get all the money back from the others I sold back. Now these here can hold 800,000. The one that comes standard in the game only holds 100,000. So if you look right up here for the wheat, we are at 447,288 liters plus what I now have in the trailer. So that's why I have some money coming back. I'm going to find out what the difference was between those silos that wouldn't work on this map. I have no idea why they wouldn't work. But I sold 3 of those back, but it only gave me a partial amount for them. Since they didn't work, I'm getting a full refund on those, not just a partial amount. So I need to find out how much that is so that I can go in and mod that back into my game. Still have no idea why it wouldn't work. The mod that I've got works fine. It's just this particular one for the actually I need to go the other way. But for some reason the mod that I got worked, but the one that comes standard in the shop in the game did not work, which I find that kind of interesting. Take that one off of follow me so I can shut it down, and here we go. You can kind of see the buildings out there in the distance and the silos I put down. I don't know why, but none of the silos back here on the farm actually work. I don't know why they did that for this map. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's a big orange ones. And there wasn't much of a place I could actually put these down without trying to put them on the field, but it wouldn't let me do that. So it's it's kind of in here in an odd place. So I'll show you real quick. I tried to put something like this down on the farm, but it would not let me put it anywhere on the farm. And I can't get rid of the silos that are just sitting there useless on the farm because they are made like part of the map. So yeah, you just have to go around this way to get to it. There is still enough room where I can back this trailer into that building. Barely, but there is. So you come around this way. Oop, hit that. Swing a bit wide here. And if you swing wide enough and you stay to the left edge. Now there's no collisions on these bushes here, but I still try to avoid running through them if I can. But just stop with the trailer as far back as you can and still hit the point on the map to unload. And there are collisions on the trash left in the yard there. So then just swing a bit wide here and you can make it out of there without hitting any of the bushes. I'll go ahead and show you since we're already here. This is how I got these in here. I backed it in and unloaded to either side to get the ones on either side. Then I just backed it in and unloaded it straight off the back both times for these 2 stacks. And that's how I got those in there. I'm gonna bring some more of them up here and unload them and manually transport them into that building, because all the way out here, that building really, it's not really worth anything. I mean, it's not, so much stuff is spread out on this, so if you don't already own a whole bunch of fields, it's kind of pointless to have to travel so far for stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to keep everything that I use close to me, because the fields that I'm working are actually close to me back here on the farm. Everything out here is going to be for storage, just to store stuff that I don't need, don't use at the time. And that way I can better optimize the stuff that I'm going to be using and with the things I'm going to be doing. Which is one of the reasons why I can't wait until Farming Simulator 19 comes out. Because instead of having to be stuck with things placed wherever they are, because there's a lot of maps that I play that I'm sitting there going, why is this here? But with the new Farming Simulator 19, you can actually go through and you can lay things out the way you want them. I love that. I love being able to do that with something. I don't like being forced into a situation that makes no sense to me. I do things from a practicality standpoint. If something doesn't fit where it's at, to me, it's just in the way. I know for some people that doesn't make any sense, but that's just the way my brain works. Is, you know, something has to be there. It's got to be for a reason, otherwise it's out of place and needs to be moved. But there's a lot of maps that kind of irk me that way. It's not that the maps are bad or anything like that. It's just my personal preference. Okay. So we are ready to pick up these bales. Let's go ahead and see how many bales we have, though. Alright. Let me see. Created bales. We have 503 total. Nice. So that's pretty cool. These are the last ones. Now, the reason that this end up here looks kind of clean, I actually started from this side of the field and worked my way from the right here down to the left. I was traveling lengthways along the fields like I am now, but what I do with it, since I'm using the GPS mod, is I will skip every other lane, and then I'll turn around and hit those on the way back. This way I don't have to make a lot of really sharp turns or anything like that, because the sharper of a turn you make, the easier it is to get the follow me mod to mess up on you. So if you can keep things as straight as possible or as light of turning as possible, that's best. Okay, how many of these do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that 8? It looks like, and here's the 9th one. I think this is the 9th trailer load over here, and then another 4 up there in the building. That's 13 trailer loads. Okay. Make sure I'm away from them before I switch the pickup back on. I don't want to make the same mistake I did yesterday, or earlier in the game day. I actually recorded the episode 8 yesterday. Usually I try to record a couple of episodes at the same time, but with how big this map is, I really can't do it trying to space it out like I am. Because I don't want one episode to be, or multiple episodes to be all about just one thing on this map. In this case, I kind of had no choice. I had so much that had to be done with the harvesting that if I try to make just one episode about harvesting all these fields at once, the video would be hours long in just one video. So that's why I stretched this out. I've noticed more bugs in this map since I've been playing it longer. More problems with collisions in places there shouldn't be. Invisible like levels in the ground. For example, when I tried to dump the rest of the wheat up at the grain silo, I had a slight problem with the grain silo. It would only take like 80,000, but it wouldn't get up to 100,000 liters. And this is with the one that comes in the game. So I pulled forward and then backed up again, and it started to dump, and then it starts going into the silo, then all of a sudden starts dumping out on the ground. So I had thousands of liters, tens of thousands of liters on the ground. I think it was like close to 12,000 to 15,000 liters of grain on the ground that I had to try and scoop up with that little bitty scoop that you start the game with. It's a good thing I didn't sell that bucket, because I did end up needing it after all. So yeah, that took a lot of time. Plus it shouldn't have happened. I don't know why it did. But I've been finding other bugs like that in the game. They did a good job on creating such a large map, and yeah, I haven't watched all the videos from the Welker Farms, the real life videos and stuff on the real life farm. So I really can't say whether or not the stuff is 100% accurate on the layout, but they did a good job on the layout of the fields and stuff like that. Just the buildings are the only thing I really have the major problem with on the layout. But as far as collisions and stuff, there's collisions that I don't know why they got past. Because some of the collisions are at like critical points, like turns or intersections or something like that, where it's obvious that there's a collision there that shouldn't be. So I'm not sure why that's the case. But yeah, I mean, I'm having fun on the map. Very, very time consuming. So way to just relax. When I'm not recording, sometimes I have stuff playing in the background, music or shows or video or something like that. Or I look up stuff for another game that I might be playing or researching or something like that. Just to give me something to do while the fields are being worked. My ultimate goal on this one is to be able to have the game running in the background and I not have to do anything on it except get things running. make enough money, get enough income coming in, and hire workers to work all the fields for me. That's my end game goal on this map. Whether or not it'll happen, don't know. That all depends on whether or not I can do it without having to crash the economy to do it. If I crash the economy, then none of the grains and stuff that I sell are going to be worth anything, which means at a certain point my income is going to drop drastically. Now there are some reasons that would happen. For example, one, maybe there's not enough other resources to sell. For example, I can't sell milk, can't sell wool, things like that, because I can't have any cattle on this map. I can't have any livestock. The most I can have is eggs from the chicken coop, which I didn't even realize I had until yesterday when I was looking at it. Looking in the statistics, I have 22 eggs in the coop. I don't even know if you can sell them on this map. But it's going to be fun trying to see how far I can get, trying to see what I can accomplish in it. I've already proven that working this map on solo is extremely easy, because there's so little to actually do. When I say little, I mean not the fact that there's a little bit of work, but the fact that, oh, that wasn't supposed to do that. I don't know why it did. But anyways, what I was saying was, you know, this map is not like, it doesn't let me connect back to it. There we go. But yeah, this map, it's not that the map has nothing to do in it. It's just that with so many fields, starting out with very little, you have to do all the work yourself, and it's not hard work for this map. This is like one of the easiest maps to do, because other maps usually start out with multiple fields, or you start out with animals. You have multiple things going, like different things going at the same time. This map, it's all just one thing. You just do fields. That's it. I honestly think that this would be a really, really good starting map because of how much easier it is. Just instead of people starting the game with a large field, give them like fields 21 and 22 to start off with. These two fields over here, and let them work with that. That would make this so much easier to start with. They don't have to worry about trying to keep up with animals or anything like that. It's just nothing but a crop field. It also gives people that are new to farming and farming sim a chance to get used to some of the different types of equipment. And I find that this is a great one for me to test out mods, like larger mods and stuff like that. I don't mean the ridiculous stuff where you go through and you plow an entire field in one pass, or you harvest an entire field in one pass. I'm not talking about like ridiculous mods like that. They're just for goofing off. I mean mods that offer new equipment, like the big bud sprayer. I think it's called the Big Brute, I think. That one is free. It's a mod you can download in the mod section in the game. I don't have the Big Bud Pack, but that mod, the Big Brute, I think is a great mod to try out on this one. I haven't tried it out, not yet, but I am planning on it eventually. It's just one of those things you got to work up to get the money for. I've still got a huge loan to pay off. Really, really, really big, because I had to buy a lot of the equipment I'm using now. So yeah, it's interesting to see where this will go. I'm looking forward to the journey. And since this is going to be running alongside my my Goldcrest Valley map that I'm doing on Seasons Mod, which is pretty much a survival mode, which I actually started doing that before I realized that they were going to be offering something similar to that in Farming Sim 19. But yeah, if you're interested in somebody doing something like that with Farming Sim 17, I'd recommend checking it out. All I started with was just a small pickup, and I've had to grow from there. I've had like a small pickup and very little money, and I had to grow from there. I was going to start it with absolutely nothing at all, no money, no vehicle, nothing, but that just seemed a bit like unrealistic. Because I mean, I'm already homeless in a way. Well, not really homeless, but I've got my father's farm, but I have nothing else. I wanted to start homeless in a way, and like I didn't have a home, but I did have my vehicle. But starting with absolutely nothing, it just didn't seem too realistic to me. I mean, you gotta have at least something. Yeah, that's why I had like a little bitty pickup. Wasn't much. I'm going to be doing another map soon, which came out not too long ago. That's probably going to be something I do after a while. But with that one, I'm going to be using much older equipment on it, and it's going to be more of a roleplay type experience than what this is. This has a little bit of roleplay added in, a little bit here and there, but the other one's going to be strictly roleplay. Okay. Looks like we're going to be able to get all of these. Nice. So next thing that we're going to do when we start back episode 10 is we're definitely going to be dividing up field 2. I want field 2 to be divided up into sections because as it is, it's just one field of all the same crop. We don't really need that much crop right now. I'm going to show you why. Okay, so let's look here. The only thing that we can plant during this time of the year is oilseed radish, poplar, grass. We can do some... oh no, actually just grass. That's it. Because the ground is already frozen for everything else, or too cold. So I can't really do anything else. As you see here, there's only like 1/3 of a season that everything else can actually be planted for the most part. These here, they get so close to the ground being too cold, plus you end up having to harvest them around the same time that you're planting them. I'd rather just plant them back here like I did earlier with the wheat. Just plant them here and then just use this time frame here to keep fertilizing it and then have a good harvest. But I'm going to take and plant grass. The grass, well, let me show you on this. Okay, the grass is going to be going back here on field 2. It's going to kind of wrap around a little bit here on field 2. It's going to be a divider, so this could be one crop, this would be another crop, and then this one field over here could be a third crop. The way that I'm doing it is I'm going to try and build up as much of these as I can. I have the planter, which I can do the sunflowers and the corn, things like that. I'm going to eventually, let me see. Yeah, I guess I'm going to eventually do potatoes, I guess. Can potatoes be done on this one? Let's see here. Yeah, potatoes can be done. So I'm going to eventually start doing potatoes. I haven't actually planted and harvested any potatoes yet on any of my playthroughs I've done. I have helped other people on their playthroughs though. I've done some of them on their maps, and I'm wanting to give it a try myself. So I think that's going to be interesting. So I may end up saving up the money and getting the equipment to properly do potatoes. Let me see. I'm going to be doing I'm doing grass, probably barley. It's going to be my next one, build up some of it. I'm going to do that one of the fields. And I'll get a list of things I'm going to be doing. I'll get a list of them to share with you. But now we've got these here, and I have to work on selling them. So we've already finished the fields. Everything's ready for getting it ready to I guess I need to cultivate them. I don't need to plow anymore. Oop. Let me see. Yeah, see, I don't need to plow them. None of these fields here need plowing. All of my neighbors do. I don't know why they're not doing them, but none of my fields need to be plowed. Let me see. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for now. I'm gonna work on some other stuff. I will start episode 10 probably after I've already planted the grass. I'm gonna try and put a divider up, kind of like how there's a divider between fields. I'm gonna try and put a small divider up to separate the grass from the rest of the harvest. It'll probably will go right over here. But I'm gonna turn all of this here. It's probably gonna line up with, let me see here. Yeah, it's probably gonna line up with this right through here, where this jets out here. I'm probably gonna run a divider through here to the other side of the field. I can use a GPS mod to keep it straight, and that divider is gonna separate the actual harvest from the grass and things like that. I'll do the same thing on the other side of the field, and then all of this back here is just going to be grass, nothing but grass back here on the back side. Over here I'll have crop, and then way over on the other side there I'll have another crop. So that's going to be my plan for now. But I'll let you know which crops are going to be planted where when I see you back in episode 10. So I will see you later. Have fun. Happy gaming. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.